Tesla perhaps? Or maybe crypto, Bitcoin. Yes, it's the crypto sniper. Which cult are you? The cult of gold, Tesla, or crypto? Well, we're here for the latter, and we're going to talk to you about BTC, and we're going to talk to you about what we told you about last time. To remind you what we said last time before we tell you what's going to happen next time. In a guess, we're probability-based guys. We don't really know. We just have some pretty good guesses every now and then. Last time wasn't such a bad guess. We said to you, weekends are dips on this fine fellow in the black advertising his coffee mug there, right there. Links below, links below, links below. Say thank you with a coffee mug. Get yourself a t-shirt. Yes, he said that weekends are dipping and that you have an extra big weekend coming and you're going to have an extra big dip, and it's a Black Friday crypto buying opportunity. That's what that man said. I promise it's true. The video is still there, including everything he says that's rubbish. It's all still there. And he said, buy, buy, buy. And that, in fact, you will recover. You'll begin recovering during the part of that weekend. And depending on how many people back at the desk on Monday, you should be well on your way to recovery, but certainly by Tuesday, who knows? And this is how it's turning out. It is how it's turning out in terms of Bitcoin. Remember, we said this is a macro bull, and generally the corrections are what you have in a bull market, not rallies. Corrections in a bull market. A rally is a move up in a bear market. Remember that definition. It's quite important. So we had a correction, and we also had a correction at a key hunt volatility funnel level. That method that you think you know a lot about because you watch YouTube, that actually you're still to learn all about when you click on the link below and book a call and talk to someone just like you a couple of years ago, who's now changed the way he makes all his trading and investment decisions and doesn't do anything else. And he's all there and ready to tell you all about it for free. Costs you nothing to hear. Go book a call. Yep, I would if it were me. But anyway, I'm kind of silly. Maybe you shouldn't. Anyway, all that good stuff. We said those things could happen on the weekend, and that we had a key level of 19,250 run. And we shared, even on Freeview, we're kind of generous, although not everybody thinks so. We'll come back to that point. We shared this chart and said, look, you don't need to have to understand why, but this is our call for flight path. Once you run the 19,250, you're probably going to have some form of setback. This is the exact same chart. It hasn't changed. It's the same one on crypto. All the lines were drawn. They're all still the same. Go look on Twitter. Nothing's ever deleted. All the crap calls are there. All the good ones too. So we said pullback, 19,250. You will have a pullback, but it will give you a buying opportunity. Don't wet the bed, and it's going to coincide with a long weekend. You should be able to buy on the weekend. And in our little community shared on Twitter, we decided Saturday morning was a good time to be a buyer of last resort at the 17K using HVF method on a small time frame and getting a little fractal. You could have done it too. Totally transferable skill. You could be not only learning it, but be around people that are implementing it so that you really learn, because the learning is coming in the doing. But anyway, so we did that and we got back long and we're happy. We're happy. The Monday morning puppy that is Bitcoin is waking us up, licking our face. Like that. Anyway, enough of that. That's a bit obscene. So how are you guys doing? Hope you're well. Tell me where you're from. Hit me up in the comments. I'm John and I'm from London. I want to hear a bit of that. And then a couple of New York guys, I won't even bother trying doing the New York accent. Tell me where you're from. Tell us what you think Bitcoin's going to do next, and then we'll tell you what we think. And that's why we're here. So secondary pullback, as you can see, back to bull in my view. That's the game. And the next green arrow, if I highlight, look into my eyes, sympathize, look down here, cult of crypto. The green arrow is probably the next thing that happens. In fact, we also highlighted that roughly we're doing about $1,000 a week up until that point of second interim. And we have a target of $25,650 odd. That's the next HVF level that could be run before you get a little bit of a possibility. So in our worldview, good progress comes in between those purple lines. Note, he says, as a form of illustration, let's take that Fibbo off, let's take him off. The HVF levels are the best. Nothing matches them. That after respecting the first little purple line and having a pullback to our entry level, remember you often break and then your return move to the key level. That's how key levels show you that they were in fact key levels. It takes a bit of effort to go over them and then something exhausts back down. It's price behavior 101. Boom. That's it. Learn that. Write it down. you're going to be smarter for it. So that green line was the triggering event. Note the volume by price, by the way. Volume by price. Oh, we talk a lot about that in our program as well. You'll learn how useful a tool it is and how to use it, not just in the way it's demonstrated here, but over fixed range. And TradingView does that. Did you grab your Black Friday TradingView? I don't get anything. I haven't got an affiliate link. I don't care. I just think it's worthwhile having. It's a great product. We use it all the time. Go and grab them. And, Google it. Fine. Anyway, so I think we had a really nice, strong move. We had a really strong move in between our purple lines over here. Once we got going, you see, once you get going, it's pretty single-minded. If this turns out, and what a Monday it is turning out to be, who's got a little bit of teensy-weeny bit of leverage on there and gearing up. Yes, it's moving. And we're going to show it. The next big leg, if this is getting away, is going to be pretty single-minded too. And it's going to charge on. So the spaces in between our key levels, you charge and you tend to make good speed. That doesn't mean you can't have a pullback, particularly if you guys are getting all mystified, look into my eyes, drop down to 1 minute charts. It's never going to be a straight line on a 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute, half hour. But it's going to be pretty brisk progress. For those of you that know, when you look at this on a 3-day chart or a weekly chart, essentially all the pink box was green. The first one over there. So let's just do that and re-show you to remind you all why we say that. So it's pretty good plain sailing. That means largely for every end of period, you've only gone net up. You see that? Let's squeeze it a little bit. We're losing our boxes now. Going to have to redraw them. And that I will do. But let's first pull this over a bit. Yeah. Pull it over a bit. Get it all in so everyone can see. Can you see that nice engulfing green? We love that. That's power to the people. Yeah, everybody thinks it's a people's coin and that the control structure doesn't have some hand in there. I'm not so sure. So you see all those greens on a 3-day. Every 3 days you net up at the end of the green. That's what happens in these in-between purple zones. So people are going to be too bearish right now. Right now they'll be too bearish. They'll think, yeah, it's going to be, a little bit more. They're not bullish enough. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me. Next prediction. We could be wrong. Remember, just because we get one thing right doesn't mean we're going to get them all right. But the next prediction is we've got 6 days, roughly. 6 days, including tomorrow. Probably half of today is 6.5. No, 5 days. What am I doing? Week. 5 working days. But before the next weekend, where we have been traditionally soft, could we actually cover the better part of $6,500 during that period? It's possible. Am I predicting that? Not really. I'm not really saying it, but I'm saying many people aren't thinking it's possible, and I want to interject that into your mind. We have moved very quickly. This and our current day time frame under review is a very strong rebuttal of the Thanksgiving Day weekend. Did our Americans have some good turkey? Talk turkey with me, America. How did it go? Did you have a bit of time off? I hope so. Hope you're well rested. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got some family time. Hope the lockdown police didn't come and knock on your door and implore 6 feet social distancing between you and your missus. Oh, dearie me. London, what a shame. And France is burning. Where are the Frenchmen? Come on, we need more Frenchmen in here. Where's my froggy friends? I am some French blood in me. There is something of French blood in me, I think. Anyway, so strong. And possible that people are underestimating the fact that this runs 26K. Our magic number 25,000. You saw it. I showed it. If you didn't write it down, you've lost out. I'll never show you again. I'm just kidding. We like you. We'll do it. What was it? 25,649. 25,649 next key level. At that point, I would expect a slightly harsher head down. Wouldn't it suit our weekend narratives and seasonality that we possibly observed if we cover all of this territory? It's just one possible scenario. I'm not out and out predicting this. It's one scenario you haven't thought about, that we actually are running the 26K by Friday this week. Who'd like that? Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Sorry, you at the back there. You don't want it to happen? I know you're not putting your hands up. Come on, put it up. 26K. Yes, no giggling at the back of class. 26K would be nice. But that's one possible scenario. It is indeed a possible scenario. But it doesn't have to be. We can slow down a little bit because, as you can also note, grab the pen. This has been very, very rapid progress on the 3-day time frame. So if we grab a pen, you can see that pretty good. Pretty good. But it's not the parabola of the blow-off of 2017. It's not yet like that. Incidentally, we're going to come across to Ethereum. We're going to talk a little bit about Ethereum in this video as well, and how you could have actually got most of the overperformance of Ethereum of today started earlier. Let's get the crypto market cap up and let's wipe that clean and let's refresh him. And you can see the percentages, how they've changed. So Ethereum up 9%. Bitcoin with this little blow off passing the previous high has played a little bit of catch up. That was actually a bit broader earlier on. And inside our community, a beautiful community. What lovely people I have there, and I'm grateful for them all. And they're awesome traders in development, applying HVF method. We were discussing last night its potential overperformance. Look at these beautiful charts. First setups in new ends, wind-ups. Oh man, this is good stuff that you missed out. Plus the FBTC's chart suggesting that we would get a little bit more overperformance out of Ethereum. That's the upside down Ethereum. Let's go with FBTC. So on FBTC, I actually feel that, folks, that overall people are going to make a little more money long term on the bull market coming out of FBTC. That's the big time frame. You can see ETH lost an immense amount of value after the bull market. This is Binance. They're a bit useless. They weren't around to give you a real amount of history. So actually, let's find one more. Let's find somebody who is around. What about Phoenix? We can do them and get a bit of the bull history. So the key thing is, if Bitcoin's going to have a bull, the quality alts will show themselves in relative strength, and they are worth holding to. There will be periods, this is an important, there will be periods where you will have Bitcoin dominance though, so you shouldn't dump Bitcoin entirely for your most favorite alt. Don't do that. So actually, I will continue to have a long and strong holding of Bitcoin. But in a really strong bull, we will get and start to get a bit of catch-up over performance. Don't forget, those market caps are very, very different. Even if we take ETH, which is standout, the biggest alt, in crypto market cap, it's at around 68.8. Call it 70 billion. And Bitcoin's at 360. So Bitcoin can accumulate far more money, yet not go up in the same percent. In other words, which means a percentage trickle down into quality products, projects like Ethereum can also grow very, very strongly. There are one or two others we mentioned that have shown a little bit of our overperformance. Cardano in it, the move up and its pull back down, and the suddenness that it bounced back up again also showed a reasonable amount of relative strength relative to other alts. He says. So Ethereum is one to consider. So ideal portfolio, what does that mean? Ideal portfolio mix might actually have around 40% of Bitcoin. We're talking about your investment blue pot here now, not your trading pot. We're using HVFs to trade on a hot pot, and then bigger time frame ones, the larger move on a medium pot for a little bit of leverage. Don't do leverage if you haven't been trained and you don't understand it. You're going to kill yourself, and you're going to be one of the guys that makes no money in a bull market. And you're going to surrender all your Bitcoin to people like us. Yes, it happens. Drink of water required. Hold on and let's check your comments. Need to avoid double top. Must break 20K, says Manfred. I think that's already happened on the Bitcoin side. So overall, what are we saying about Ethereum? You want to have a little mix of it. So if you've got a 40% Bitcoin, a 25% to maybe even up to 30% in Ethereum could actually give you a multiplier in growth over the Bitcoin. But there will be periods where you'll be glad to have the Bitcoin because there'll be Bitcoin dominance. So there'll be leagues and lags. But I think over the overall move, ETH might get you a bigger multiple. And of course, there'll be smaller coins that might do insane stuff. But that I call absolutely gambling. The move will make you the money. All these things are potentially going very high. I mean, we're avoiding being that guy that throws out the biggest numbers all the time. We've absolutely avoided. But I can see at a fib level 36 and 54 looking like interesting confluences later. But there will be a lot more dip and bounce in between that will shake out people that don't understand how to use leverage. And even investors are going to just have to bite their bottom lip. But all the way up to a very big number, there can be regular 30 plus corrections %. So do understand that. Do understand that, and understand what the mathematics of a 30% pullback can indeed do to you if you have any forms of even light leverage involved and engaged in the markets. So let's have a look at USDT. So that's how it's going. Basically, this pullback that we've just had, fine people, is literally in the space of a weekly candle, a long tail to the downside that is later shrugged off. Can you see that one right there? So you've had your whole weekend dip, buy me on a sale, which hopefully you probably did. And the alts were the best things to be buying there. If you had no Bitcoin position, of course, you could have picked up sub 17K. Now looking at well deep 19 and a halves. We'll have to check it. Where is it right now? 19.8, going for 19.8. Wow! 19.8? Hang on a minute. Have we just run our previous all-time high? Did we just share that moment together? Does that make us blood brothers now? Yep, possibly. Let's go see. Let's go see. Let's go see. Big moment. Big moment might have just happened. No, 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 yes, no. Ooh, 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 it's close. It's close. It's ever so close. Are the headline writers sharpening their pencils? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Look into my eyes. Fantasize. Look into my eyes and fantasize. 19,863 is the high. How high was the high over here? 19,798. You just saw an all-time high in with the crypto sniper. That's it. That's it. You have to buy a coffee mug now. Sorry, it's rules of the game. Plus a t-shirt. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. These are moments to live for. Moments to share. Your best virtual buddy in the crypto market. And you saw it all happen right here, right now. Yes, indeed. All-time high has in fact happened with that impulsive move. That's really exciting. That's going to get the headline writers going. It's going to hit the FT. What's it going to happen? A little bit of a pump further. Maybe, I covered the scenario, maybe a really strong week and we go all 26. What's another scenario? What's another scenario that happens? All-time high, headlines, everybody charges in. Joe Schmo, Mr. Retail Dude, all right, I'm buying some Bitcoin. In he goes, in he goes, in he goes. And you get a small pump and a mini surge. And then we get a second stage sell-off from a slightly higher point. That could happen. It could even dip lower than the previous one. Don't think so, but possible. So a little bit of whiplash, volatility could occur. Overall, I am biased to being a dip buyer and a bottom picker. Dangerous game. But in a macro bull market of Bitcoin, yes, do it. If you have fiat that is not committed, that's what I'm going to do. I can't advise you. I say it out of humor and jest. This is a non-advisory channel. We're just talking about stuff we're doing, and you're just kind of listening and paying not too much attention sometimes. Okay, so that's great news. We got a new high. That's going to get the headlines out. And there's a whole week ahead. And remember, typically seasonally wise, so far, during this macro breakout, first cup gold nugget. It's a fucking break. First cup gold nugget break where we just went straight without another dip. We did speak about that at length, and it wasn't our primary bias at first. It was our second. And it moved into number one slot and took it. You can see the volume by price, by the way. You see that red line. That splits the level where your final squeeze and our COT indicator, our secret herbs and spices that you can learn more about in our community. Links below, book a call. Was also a pinch there that gave us real insight. Okay, so second scenario, bit of a pullback is possible. Bit of a pullback is possible. It's kind of a little bit blow-offy. It went a little bit, let's drop in the time frames. Kind of got a little bit excited again. Possibility we go marginally higher highs, maybe a rising wedge. We get a little bit of a push out the top of the rising wedge first before we then get that sell-off. So this week doesn't have to be the same as all the 8 weeks before. Just because we had a real basket basement car boot sale on the weekend. So I would have personally preferred, while this was happening and when I said I'm going to live stream today, I was hoping one of my scenarios already invalidated would have been for us actually to tap out before the high and show respect to that level again and pull down and wind up again for a nice, beautiful break. Leverage trades, we would have killed that on hot pot and lukewarm pot. That opportunity is now gone. What we least want to see happen, let me tell you what we least want to see happen as bulls now, is for this not to continue and for us to end on a bit of a marginally higher high. We don't like that. You'll learn why. So that was your previous high, and we are there now. We've made an all-time high. What if we then kind of fizzled and pulled back and started to do that? Well, that could be a problem, because marginally higher highs, you could start to have a channel or a wedge, kind of constructs like that. Not so good. That would imply possibility for an extended dip to the downside, but my macro bull bias would also suggest you could just, regardless of a bearish pattern, remember we showed you heads and shoulders that just didn't head and shoulder. And this is the value of knowing your time frame. And this is why people say technical analysis doesn't work, because they don't know when to prioritize the macro time frame for being omnidominant and potent, to the extent it crushes all resting periods and destroys them from ever being anything that represents reversal. So the bias is bull, dips are to be bought, is the overarching bias that we have for reasons that I've already described. Super macro pattern, 2.5 years in the building on an underlying market that's barely been 11 years in existence. So you've heard that one all before. So what else were we going to do? New high on Bitcoin. How exciting. That's going to get the paperback writers striking up their pens. They were all waiting for it last week. So let's have a little look at Ethereum. In fact, most of you know this bigger history. I just want to highlight your bargain basement sale and how it all went down. So this is relatively short time frame, and this kind of analysis really works and it's really useful. So I'll give you a ghost of a view without giving you the whole rhyme and verse. This is the kind of analysis we do in there. But Sunday night, you should have been excited. You should have been excited, and you should have been saying squeezy, squeezy, Japanesey. Also, first in a new trend, over performance possible. You would have continued to get upside little swinging gifts that kept putting you in, hence overperformance, regular fractals and windups. And those targets continue to be made. And in fact, you could see also via the volume by price where all our key levels were that you were sitting. You see, we get many, many indications that show us why a particular level is a key level and where it's likely to slow down. You can't know for sure. You have an on balance of probability. So actually Ethereum did very nicely in its recovery from here and was a good buy, round about just sub the 500 levels to round about 510. So if I blue blocks him out, you could already be $100 to the good, having bought down there, with it now around 605. Has traded 610 in fact, so you wouldn't be getting out now necessarily. By the way, it is close to its previous high. These are great rebounds. This tells you that the bull is strong and that it's not necessarily a bear market where you can expect lower down. Look at this. Look at this high over there. That was the final high before the Friday sale got kicked off. And you can see this cluster of the red mean, the biggest volume, perfectly fixed at the 76.8. And we were highlighting this as well in our draws and in the community. 76.8 just run. I should have done that in pink. And then you get your first meaningful pullback. Little wind-up structures on your 50%, on your 38.2. Excellent. First in a new trend. All of that detail. How you could have played and maximized this, and you could have leveraged up and ridden the Monday wave. It was a great little wave. Now, is it going to run the top like Bitcoin did? I'm not so sure it will. I think this is a little bit of a Bitcoin phenomenon. During the week, the institutions seem to pile in, and I think that Bitcoin is the thing. So Bitcoin is the one that's popped out the top and made a higher point than before. How much higher? We've already covered that, but you ran the 19,487 and you've done enough to run the 19,800 that you've actually run the all-time high here in terms of all the major key levels on various platforms, by the way. Let's just see, are there any ones that it hasn't run the all-time high? It has on Stamp as well. That's a fabulous moment. Let's have a look at ADA. I'll tell you why I liked it. I'll tell you why I liked it again, and I think I told you this last time. Squeezed really nicely here. It blew away its last high. There. It smashed it. It pulled all the way down, but held the funnel levels down here. You can see the volume by price showing the significance. And actually very early on, snapped back really high. So it showed a lot of recoil ability. It shows there's people with ammo ready to buy the low dips on ADA. That means it's usually well-informed money because they're dominating. That said, since it hasn't done so much. So it hasn't blown the previous high yet like Bitcoin has done. So Bitcoin is going to have dominant surges where it is the right coin to be in. Hence why I say, do not unload all your Bitcoin. You should have your biggest holding still, in most view, should be your Bitcoin holding. And your second biggest, for me, will be an Ethereum holding, which is queen of the alts and stands alone out of it. Let's be frank, 70 billion market cap. It is pissing on all the next lot, and you should have it. And it's going to do well. And the major caps win out, I'm afraid. Some of you going, you all suffer from what I call penny stockdom. Well, I'll buy that one that's 1 cent now because it's got way more room to go, you know. Imagine that becomes $100. You know, that's like 10,000x, you know. Why not buy that one, you know? Makes sense to me? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. Buy the proven. The whole category's got to go up. This thing, entire crypto space, needs trillions plus market cap. Who's going to get the most money coming in? Who's going to continue to have decent liquidity for you to be able to get in and out? Where's the money going to go? Into most of the best products. Will there be some moon shoots of boo.com and others? Yes, there will. And it'll be a bumpy old ride. You'll trade them with leverage and you're going to get shaken out. And they'll be crapping 70% of their market cap value in any single bear pullback half the time. You don't need to do that. Generally, I don't think Ethereum is in that state anymore where it will do that. And in this macro bull market, the runs are going to be a lot longer to the upside than the pullbacks. I'm thinking mid-30s are going to be your average and worst pullbacks if you're in Bitcoin and Ethereum. And you're going to be doing so many, like 100% plus in between, that those shouldn't hurt. On the month-to-month basis, most times you're going to be significantly higher in each month. And then you're going to find it so affordable to come to our amazing program. Let's have a look at some of your questions. I can't hear anything. Nah. Put on your ears. So let's have a look at those questions. XRP, someone says, so we'll have a look at that. It's 500 million. Sounds fine, very low. Okay. Everybody's talking about audio. I'm not seeing too many questions. So let's go and have a look at XRP. So great squeeze up. This was now a couple of weeks ago, week and a half of it ago. How's it handled the bargain basement sale? Well, again, this fella, all of these could have been bought on the bargain basement sale. This was roughly when we were accumulating ETH. You would have done pretty well on the Ripple. You would have been able to get at 50, between 50 and 48, and you're trading 65 now. It's not in percentage terms the highest, but it's working its way back. This one may indeed make a kind of a channel up. It would be great to see it roll over. This one might give us a beautiful continuation pattern that we can take and play with. Might see this certainly, if it does form, will give you a well past the dollar mark, because I think you traded 78 over there and you went as low on our sale that we warned you about as 46 cents. You could have bought for 46 cents. That was not so long ago, 78 cents. And is now trading 65. So 46 cents. So roughly, but there's about, that will take you to about 120, I think. 115's $1.15. So you'd see Ripple above if this scenario played out. So that's something for you to keep an eye out for. A little bit of an easing maybe would be helpful if Bitcoin just softened a bit to bring this all a little bit down, but nothing too violent. And then your pickup point for it, the great pickup point for it would be in the box range there that I've just drawn in orange. That would be pretty good. Quite a messy little Picasso that though. So I'll make it go away. Let's see, any questions? ETF with the largest market cap. Says NHJAPJK. He obviously wants a name that we all can remember. So Raul sold all his gold for Bitcoin. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to analyze gold, Tesla, and some traditional markets on the Market Sniper channel directly after this. That's right. We're going to pivot right over and we're going to go live, straight out live on the Market Sniper channel to talk about those things. By the way, a little bit of a warning on the Ripple. This is 4 hourly. I don't know when that hour started. It says it started at 15 and we're currently 18 and a half. There's only half an hour more to go and it's giving you a bit of a shooting star. Candlestick analysis. Be careful of that. So that could be a foreboding for that down leg for which you can get great entries lower down in the 50 to 54 range. So that's one for you on Ripple. What else do you guys want to know on the crypto front? Scenarios. Bitcoin runs to 26,000 this week, still in time for the weekend. That's one scenario. Pauses after and makes a marginally higher high like it is now. It's turning into a little bit of a fizzling candle, this. So it's looking like that. We need to see. It hasn't finished yet. We're on a 4 hour. It's again, like the other ones, when did this candle start? Check it out. Also at 3 o'clock. And we're at 1834 there. We're at 1834. So it's also got about half an hour to go before it finishes. If it has that fizzle, it's a little bit of a concern. You start to have to consider, again, maybe a chance of a double top. It's a bit high. The one is a little bit high relative to the other, but you could look at a bit of a double top. If we came down hard and unruly, that becomes a concern and it sets up this. And then we're not going up at all if we come back down here and then have a weak bounce. That's a bearish scenario. Come down there. You could have a proper sell-off where the target would be something like that. And that would be then back down to 14s. If that happened, this is just a fizzle on a single candle, by the way. So that's a bearish. How do we be wrong about being underlyingly bullish? That's an example of how you would be wrong and end up having a move downside. And as I say, this candle is facing a little bit of pushback at this moment. It's more important what follows. If you get a nasty sell-off and it stays down, that's like a vicious rejection where you get buyer exhaustion and you've provoked the sellers. Now they're ready for a fight. That can often then lead to what I just drew as a scenario. So we have to watch that wick over there, because it doesn't spell automatic and natural continuation. Let's take it to a lower level. A little bit of an engulfing there. Let's take those extra jaws off. Take them off and stay off. Yeah, it was quite a harsh, and this was a little bit of a mini parabola. So it got a little bit excited, and these, you got to watch those. So here's a bearish undertone to this development. You got a little bit of a parabola, and those then have a little blow off, and then they can often get a slap, and then they get beaten up. And that can be in a bull buying exhaustion. So we've kind of got that all-time high out the way. What tends to happen? Everybody bought. That said new all-time high. At the all-time high, what do they get? A shakeout. Is that enough for the shakeout? Not necessarily. We can have a further revisit back down and come back into the range. So we'll have to see. Possibilities for rising wedges and double tops exist. And those aren't always natural bull structures. Those are generally a little bit more auspicious and reversal orientated. But we're in a macro bull, so we'll have to watch that. So Bitcoin, we saw the all-time high in together. Thank you for your shares and likes. We got 666 watching. Wow, what are you guys doing to me? over here. We're in a bubble, says He Banged the Drum. A great tune that, by the way. Yeah, I think, what's it? Stone Roses. Attack Helicopter. You all hit that like button, fam. Yes, Ken Wong says agreed. I'm not sure what he's agreeing with. ETH is acting weird. It's lagged a little bit the second half. It was stronger the first half of the day. It's lagged Bitcoin a bit. Price target for Ethereum, says somebody. When Bitcoin runs its target, generally be cautious, all the alts. If you have leverage on, that would be a great point to take off. Long term on investment, sit it all out. That means you're going to have the balls to sit out 35% plus pullbacks, possibly, and stay the game and not get shaken. But if there's no leverage, you're never a forced seller. Leverage trades, even if very lightly leveraged, very judicially managed, might be worth taking off on all your alts, any leverage trades that you have, when Bitcoin runs that 25,649. That was Binance. It varies by target, but it's all going to be there or thereabouts. So that value that Ethereum is at that point is the point you might want to scale out. So I'm not giving you a value. I'm giving you a set of circumstances that need to be met. And it's all around Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin is God market. Bitcoin permissions the rest to go up if it goes up. It doesn't always go up as fast and as much because it's a bigger market cap, but it allows the others to play. If it stops and the music stops with Bitcoin, everybody's got to freeze and stop dancing. The party's over. Okay, good. All right, those of you that want to know about gold, silver, the dollar index, and Tesla, we're going to be straight back on the Market Sniper channel. Are you subbed? Did you hit the bell? And did you go always? If you don't do that, you won't hear from us. They want to suppress us. I don't know. I'm not sure that's true. We'll see, but don't forget to do that. Share it. We appreciate it. This is not advice. And go check the bullets at the top that are pinned on our various YouTubes about pullbacks being smaller than you think. Macro, this is a bull. Stay long till the 25,700. Stay investment long forever until we say so differently. Not that it's advice. In our opinion, we'll tell you. But I think that's much more to come. Leveraged trim when you get through the 25,700 on all your crypto assets. Good, that's it. No change in the message. Jay Ward, click a link below, book a call, talk to an awesome person, friendly as hell, just like you, not salesy, no scripts, have a conversation, product details. If it's good for you, it's good for you. If it isn't, it isn't. Thank you. We love you. The shares are greatly appreciated, and we'll catch you next time. Enjoy the crypto bull market, but small cautionary with the skittish behavior at the all-time highs. Remember, the support and resistance traders will all be, it's a bull market, arriving to the party late, just in time for the cop car to show up and arrest everybody and steal the hi-fi. Okay, bye until next time. We will see you on the other channel to talk Tesla. And gold. Is it all over for gold? Raoul sold all his gold and put it all into, is wanting to put it all into crypto. I don't know. I'm going to keep some. Thank you very much. I'm going to keep some gold and silver. We mustn't all lose our heads. This will go up faster. It is one of the fastest horses. That doesn't mean you need to be 100% in it. We'll see you on the other side, on the other channel, The Market Sniper. Bye for now. And don't forget to follow on Twitter as well. We are also on BitChute and Library. For all the guys that leave the comments, you should be on other channels. They'll take you down. We are on BitChute and Library. Go and sub. Go sub the other ones. Our day will come. Okay. Till next time. Bye-bye, guys.